All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. Coming up on midday here in the Central Time Zone. Let's take a look and see what these markets are doing at midday-ish, right? Let's take a look at corn. If I bring the corn board up, that's what it looks like behind my head. Let's see what we've got going on. It's been about 2 to 3 cents higher the last couple times we've checked, and it's still there, 2 3/4 cents higher in that subcontract. 485 is last. That's a penny and a quarter off the highs. And we've had about a 9-cent range. The range hasn't been that big, has it? But we're 1/4 cent, 1 1/4 cent off a 9-cent range. That's not bad. But we're up about 2 3/4 to 3 cents on the day. D's corn trying to make a move towards that $5 level. 498 1/4 last there. We're 2.5 cents higher on the day. And that is to about a penny and a quarter off of the highs. And they've too had about a 9-cent range. So that'll give you an idea where we stand. About a penny off the highs with a 9-cent range. That's the picture that we'd like to paint. Let's take a look at beans. Well, they're higher now. Here, SEP's up a penny and a quarter to 13.49 1/2. That's a penny off of the highs. We've had a 22-cent range. Penny off the high of a 22-cent range. There you go. No, that's up 3 3/4 cents, well above that $13 line by about 5 to 6 cents. We're at 13.05 3/4, about 2 cents off the highs. And look at that. We've had about a 25-cent range there. So there you go. That's no beans. 2 cents off the highs of a 25-cent range. That'll show you some strength. Wheat in Chicago, the Chicago wheat market, we're either side of unchanged all the way down. SEP's down 1 1/4 cents to 6.56 1/4, and that's towards the upper end of the range. But still, we've had a 17-cent range there. We've got a 1/4 cent change to the upside in D's, up 1/4 cent, 6.81 1/4 last there. So that'll give you an idea. We're just all hanging around that unchanged level when it comes to Chicago wheat. What about the wheat in Kansas City? That'd be the hard red. That's a little bit better. SEP's up 2 ticks, a half cent, 7.70 1/4. 6 cents off of the highs and 13 cents from the lows. All right, that'll give you an idea where we stand. Let's go to the D. That's up 2 cents right behind it. 7.84 1/4 is last. 5 cents from the highs. And what do we got? 13 cents from the lows. There you go. That'll give you the feeling of what we got going on in the hard red. Let's go to the spring wheat, Minneapolis. 7 3/4 cents higher there, and that's subcontract 8.32 even. 4.5 cents from the highs there. And we've had about a 20-cent range? Yep. Deese is up 5 3/4 cents. 8.46 1/4 left, about 4 cents off the highs there. And that too has got about an 19-cent range. All right. Finally, let's go to cotton and we'll get to our guest analyst. That's down 39 points in that Deese contract. 84.95 is last. Just went through that 85 line. Let's get to our guest analyst. That's going to be Tommy Grisafi from Advanced Trading in Valparaiso, Indiana. Tommy, thanks for coming on. All right, brother. Anything jump out at you when we talk about these grains right now?
A little bit, and probably I'll get smacked around for saying this, but the very farmer who absolutely refused to sell $5.50 corn or $6 corn is now pretty excited that we're back towards $5. And there's a couple reasons for that. We're in the first few weeks of August, and they either have a corn crop or they don't. Now, the people who should be very upset are the people who still don't have that great of a corn crop, and the price is this low. But the psychology in the grain markets is changing as the bushels start to show up. The cash market, the difference between the futures market, the AKA basis, is starting to widen. Starting to hear extremely wide basis in areas of where we're growing big bushels. And of course, that's only natural because if we don't have the demand, if we don't have someone waiting to buy this grain, then someone's going to have to pay. As they say, someone's going to have to pay. So folks are paying to store the grain, and the cost of storage has went up tremendously. So a big executive decision needs to get made in the next 6 to 7 weeks. Are we selling off the combine and taking our lickings, even though we could have had grains at a much higher price? Or are we going to store and ignore? And the cost of doing that is going to be expensive. Last but not least, it's good to see the markets up today. That was really healthy to see them flush out like that for a few days and start to gain their traction. The rest of the world can now buy corn for cheaper than they can produce it. So the American farmer is doing the world a favor. They're producing corn with a 4 in front of it, whereas the rest of the world says, I can't do that. What other industry is like that, where someone will do it at a better price than you could ever do it on your own? Back to you, Scotty.
Well, I mean, obviously there's opportunity there, but yeah, you're right. we finally become competitive, but we had to take $1 off of it to get there. So that's the downside. Maybe we'll stoke up some demand with those cheaper prices. All right, Tommy, stay there. That was good stuff. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Tommy Grisafi at Advanced Trading, Valparaiso, Indiana, after this. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about the livestock, right? You can't get away without doing that, and especially if you're wearing a jacket like this all day. Let's take a look at live cattle. What do we have happening in Chicago with our live cattle market? Well, we've got an October board that's down 17 cents in quiet trade today. We haven't really broached the day's range is about $1.50 in October. 181.25 is last there. That's down 17 cents. And again, that's pretty much right in the middle. That is right in the middle of the day's range. Okay, let's go to the D. That's down 40 cents to 185.37, and that too is in the middle of that range. Let's take a look and see what feeders are doing for us in Chicago. They're down about $1.50 across the board. We'll start with SEP. That's down $1.52. 249.35 is last there, and again, that also is in the middle of the day's range. November is down $1.50 to 251.97. So that's what we've got going on in feeders. Just a little bit easier there across the board by about $1.50. And then if we take a look at the lean hogs, lean hogs are off between 50 and 80 cents here, roughly. October's down 57 cents to 84.25. Again, I guess it's off the lows by about 40 cents. And then we go out to say the fab, that's down 67 cents to 80.15. So there you go. That's the lean hog board, off between 57 and 85 cents across the board. Let's bring back in Tommy Grisafi. He's hanging out in the basement of his mom's place in Valparaiso, Indiana. And you don't like the glasses, huh?
I just want to see how beautiful you are with just my natural eyes. It's just, I don't want anything between you and I, Scotty.
Nothing between us, right? All right, I could have gone with that, but I'm not gonna. What do you think about the livestock here, Tommy?
Well, I had a client just call. He wanted to hedge up some cattle for February, and it wasn't that expensive to do it. We bought some February cattle puts, and there's a lot of people who are unhedged at a lot of the time in the cattle industry. In general, people are just long. They're long cattle. There's some government programs that are out helping people, but it's been too comfortable to just be long cattle. And at some point, it might become uncomfortable. I think there was some hidden little secrets and little messages in those Tyson's earnings yesterday. And I think if you're anyone producing protein, you should look into those numbers. And I'm sure you're going to talk about it more on Scott the Cow Guy. If you didn't yesterday, you will today.
Yep.
And, stock market's down. The dollar's strengthening up. It's been a heck of a run, but it's okay if you hedge them up. You don't need the hedges. Then you bought that insurance and you didn't use it. That's what I think about the cattle, Scott.
All right. Great stuff as usual, as always. Thank you very much, Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading, great friend of this program and the Cow Guy Close. He's up in Valparaiso, Indiana. We'll bring it back down here to Music City, Music Row, and throw it back to Suzanne.
Thank you, Scott.